Y'all see me looking down at my phone. It's a live stream, so I'm gonna kind of check back and forth to see what the crowd's saying. Okay, all right. Okay, here we go. LDWMMAC, and salute to the WMMA universe. This is your boy, the coach. You're live, live, live on the Coach's Show. The Coach's Show live. And boy, I'm sitting here nervous right now. I can't. I got first I
Uh-oh.
got Riptide over here. I got Riptide. And no matter how many interviews we do together, I still get nervous interviewing Angela Riptide Whitley. But I got the man. I got the man with the plan. Okay, I got Coach Chadwick Turner. Coach Turner has a plan. That's all I got to say for the whole interview. Coach Turner has a plan. I'm thankful to have this man here because I'm talking to him. I feel like I'm talking to somebody because I've been researching and looking at all the photographs and looking at all the work this man's done. This man is a big name in Muay Thai. So, guys, thank y'all for joining me this Friday evening. How you guys doing?
Great.
Doing good.
Doing good. Doing
Doing
good.
good. You still see us
Can you
okay?
still see us? Because our screen went blank.
Y'all screaming? I see you perfectly.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
okay. I
I
guess
guess
we'll
it's
just
yeah.
talk to
Okay.
the black screen. No worries.
That's just all this melanin, you know what I'm
Yeah, we
Shut
love the
it
melon.
saying?
Hopefully my screen ain't went blank. Hey, yeah, I still see you guys. Okay,
Okay.
Aquarius
So
asked me,
Okay.
did I put on a suit for the occasion? Of course I did. Coach Chadwick Turner is here with Riptide. Of course, hey, I put on a tie last interview I had with Angela because I felt
you
so
sure
just
did.
yeah, I couldn't help it. I had to I had to talk to Riptide. It's great. But guys, thank y'all for coming on. Okay, so Angela, you're fresh off your LFA 65 bout, man, against Taylor McClatchy. Okay, so Angela, I want to ask you first, what, how are you feeling? Going into this fight, what did you feel? And what did you take away from the fight?
Going into the fight, I felt confident. I didn't have any self-doubts or anything. I felt like my training, everything went well. Um, the day of the fight, I physically, I just didn't the way there. Uh, yeah, I just didn't feel 100% like I had been feeling leading up to the fight. What I take away from it, there's lots of things to take away from it. I think one thing I'll take away from it is that I don't want to fight at 132 again. That's for
I'm not
sure.
gonna have a fight
Yeah,
again.
yeah. I'm
No more
contracted to
130.
fight no lower than 135,
Yes.
and that's
Yes.
for a reason.
Mhm.
So,
I took this fight because I did want to fight. It's been postponed since last year. She didn't want to fight me at 135 last year. So that fight got dropped and they had a replacement. And then the pandemic happened. Then she agreed to fight me, but it had to be at 132 because I wanted to fight. We said, okay, well, let's try to do it.
Mhm.
We did. We made the weight 131.6. She and I weighed the same. I didn't feel the same. So I definitely take that away from the fight. I need to stay in my lane as far as the weight goes because I'm pretty lean and making 131.6 was yeah I didn't quite recover as well as I had hoped.
so, Coach, let me ask you, when you first learned that okay, the fight was going to be at 132 pounds, because I'm a coach, so what were you thinking as a coach?
Well, my first initial thoughts was pretty much like, it's like the very, very bottom of where I would ever have her fighting. And we did it once, and it was rough. It's when she had the TBA, the North American fight for the Rev Gear Tournament of Champions, and we did that on it was about 2 weeks.
It was less than that
So
because
that
I was supposed to fight at 137 and it was a
yes,
last minute decision to go down to
yeah,
132
or not have a
or
fight.
not have a fight.
It's one of those situations, which you know it's it's a risk reward with everything, with every decision. It's like okay, 132, very very bottom end. It's like we can do it, but it's one of those things like okay, what are we gonna suffer making 132? And some of those things you don't really know until it's actually at that point, you know. And we did the right things. We made weight without, and actually, to be honest, we made one the weight without not as much of a struggle as we did the first time we tried 132. And so, but the thing is, like, I'm sure you can attest to this too. It's like, okay, it's one thing to cut the weight and make the weight, and a lot of times people don't think beyond that. And it's like, okay, they use like I made weight, and they use that as a celebration, like, oh yeah, I made weight. But the thing is, your body still has to be able to perform after you start refueling. It's like, how's your body gonna handle putting that water back in, getting the water back into your muscles? Are you going to be able to exert the same amount of energy and force as you were doing before you started the weight cut process? So I knew it was going to be a gamble, but at the same time, it's like, okay, with the pandemic and everything, it's like, and it's been a back and forth thing getting her first fight back with line fight since what 20.
2016 against Serena
Yeah,
JoJo Bars.
yeah, it's been a struggle, and it's like,
Because I was supposed to have one in 2018
yeah,
at 140
140.
for the world title
Yeah,
against Rose Amarim from Brazil.
yeah.
And that fight got pulled like the week of. And it's just been, like you said, it's been a battle to try to get back on there.
Yeah, and with Lion
Yeah.
Fight, as a promotion, their purpose is to put on fights, is to entertain people. And so during that time period, they kind of went through a lot of changes themselves. And because they used to be on Access TV, and then Access TV got rid of Lion Fight, pretty much all their fights, pretty much, and so they went through a lot of restructuring with Access TV, and then I think it was with Flow Combat,
Hmm.
CBS Sports. So, and when you're restructuring things with these different promotions, then things are kind of the purpose and the the value of what they're doing with title fights changes. Because originally she had the opportunity to fight for a world title at 140. They was creating a new weight class for Angela at the time, and this things kind of got restructured. It's like, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. First fight, North American title fight. It's like, okay, fine. She had signed her multi-fight contract to fight at 135. So our intentions fight at 135. And so with the pandemic and everything, it's like, do we really want to sit on the shelf any longer than what we've been doing, as far as opportunities for her to get back in the line fight ring? So it's like, okay, with the notice of when she was going to have the fight with Taylor at 132, we had plenty of time. It's not like it was a last minute deal, so we had time, and I feel like that was a good thing. That's what allowed her to make the weight the way she did and get down that low to be able to fight without too much trouble. You know, but yeah, so it was just one of those gambles. Like, okay, do we just like hanging out? It's like, okay, well, let's not fight until they find you somebody to fight at 135. Like, how long is that going to take? It's like, is it going to be another 3 years? But the thing is, like, she's under a multi-fight contract, and it's like so many years, so many fights. So, like,
Yeah.
we just kind of bit the bullet. It's like, hey, let's do it. You know, it's
Oh,
still a challenge. It's a fight. So we did it.
Yeah, I feel like we
Yeah.
did everything right. I didn't feel sick or anything
Hmm.
like that. Or like I was gonna faint.
Yeah.
I just wasn't quite there because I never really have to cut weight to fight. I always fight people heavier than me
Yeah.
or at my walk around.
Yeah. And see,
And
that was the thing. Like, after was it Cancun, IFMA?
yeah, 2018.
Yeah, it's like, you everybody knows her for her fight with Jarena, and Jarena's she's a big woman. So the
huge.
thing is, with the IFMA tournaments and the weight class, that same weight class, all those women they're huge too.
Oh yeah, I
They're
fought
big.
140, 147,
Yeah,
47.
147 for IFMA,
Okay.
and it's like, but there was a point when I just kind of looked at Angela. It's like certain, when you tussling around with bigger people, you feel things in certain places. I just
Absolutely.
looked at it. It's like, okay, let's try fighting at a lower weight. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
And we went down. Was it for? was it Pan Am's?
Pan Am's, yeah, I
Yeah,
went down to 139.9, and that's
yeah,
perfect because like I was walking 140,
yeah,
145, so
yeah.
that was no problem.
Okay, so it was a short weight cut. Now, hey,
Yeah.
my audience, they pretty much look. They going right for the smoke. They don't. We don't play. Look, they Okay, well, first salute to the homie. Salute to the brother, Robert Henry, the poet. He dropped what we call a super chat, and whenever people give these monetary donations, I cash app it to the fighter that I'm interviewing. So that's something we got going on now. So yeah, we
Yeah.
just hey, he gave you $2. Look, hey, this might be a nightcap right here. I don't know. I don't know what this might be. Okay, but you can take that $2 and spend it. I don't care. But yeah, you'll get that. Okay, so George Page, he asked you. He straight up said, "Look, do you think he was cheated?"
Aw.
Well, I got to hear this one.
I, I,
I'll let you answer that one.
okay.
I'll give my input, but I'm gonna let her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what? I fought as best as I felt like I could, considering how I was feeling,
Yeah.
and I changed up some things. I focused on certain things in the fight that I felt would score higher because
Hmm.
it's Muay Thai, as far as like clinching, elbows, knees. Because I'll be honest, like I said, I wasn't feeling like myself, and my legs felt like they were stuck in cement. So I wasn't very kick heavy, like how I usually am. So like I focused on other things that I felt like would give me score higher for me, and then like my cross, because I know that's my money right there.
Money maker.
Yeah, or yeah, we'll say money
Yeah.
maker.
We got a few names
We
for
got a few names for it, but we'll just say money maker.
Money, money maker. Okay.
So to answer your question, I felt like I did feel like I dominated most of the fight based on those things that I felt scored higher in Muay Thai. Um, yeah, I mean, I watched the fight. I watched it once, and
I
I
watched it
don't know.
seven times.
I know what I felt from her in the fight, and I know what I was putting out. I don't, as far as significant strikes go, like I didn't really feel much on her kicks or her hands, or even in the clinch, her knees or anything.
Look at your face. We can't even tell you. What fight were you in?
I had a little,
Yeah, you had a little bomb,
I had a
little
little
bomb
bump
bump.
on little bump on my lip, from a teep. Yeah, I ate a teep to the face, I think, in the last round.
Yeah, she asked me about that. It's like, Coach, you see, we get teeth to the
Right? I
face.
usually at least once. I usually get swept at least once in a fight, and at least teep in the face at least once in
I
a
mean, it's
fight.
not Muay Thai if that doesn't happen.
Right?
Mm.
So yeah, so that's my answer to that, as being as diplomatic as I can be.
Yeah, just following up what she said. We had to switch the game plan a little bit. It's like, okay, well, let's. So the
But
thing is, like,
coach, man, I can't cut a man of your. I can't cut. Coach, I hate cutting you off.
yeah,
Coach, I got to ask y'all. I got to ask y'all.
okay,
Listen, I'm saying, look at Angela's face. Now, when they was giving that decision, look at her face. And I'm just trying. I know we can't judge fights on faces, Coach.
yeah, uh,
Somebody got in a fight, and it looked like one person never touched the fight, and the other person looked like somebody got their ass whooped, Coach. And that Coach, I'm sorry, man. That's just what. But
yeah,
Coach.
I understand
I'm
that.
gonna let you talk. Sorry, Coach. I didn't mean to cut you off. It'll never happen
Yeah,
again. Go ahead, Coach. Sorry.
yeah. So that's one area too. I mean, to look at, but the thing is, and it's a I would say, well, I wouldn't even say a continental problem. I don't know too much about. I know Canada. They're more active as far as Muay Thai goes than the United States is. But the thing is, the problem with Muay Thai is like, if there was a rise in popularity in Muay Thai, which it's starting to get there. But the thing is, you have more people competing in Muay Thai. But the thing is, there's not enough interest as far as the education for officials, like judges and refs. And the thing is, like, okay, you have people judging and scoring Muay Thai fights that, like, okay, it's like if you ask them, it's like, when was the last time you scored or judged a Muay Thai fight, or how often do you even watch Muay Thai? And it's like,
Coach.
it's like I watch K1. It's like, but that's
Yeah.
kickboxing. It's not Muay Thai. And as far as following back what she was saying too, it's like we had to switch up strategy. And the thing is, okay, you can land certain strikes. Ideally, I don't want things to land clean on me, but if you're just barely touching me with things, and then out of nowhere, I land a big knee that pretty much lifts you on your toes. It's like, okay, if you're looking at that, it's like, which score is heavier? It's like, okay, is it the volume of the strikes that's not really causing damage, or is it the one strike that causes damage, visible damage?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
So, Coach, I've had a lot of issues with officials and referees, and I mean not referees, but judges. I've had my issues with them because, you know,
I heard.
I've done research. I've done research about these people, and to be honest, most of them, like about 90% of these people, they have no fight background. They take a course, and
Yeah.
you can take a course. You can get certified in boxing. I see people doubling up doing boxing matchups, and I see judges that do Muay Thai. I see judges that do boxing, Muay Thai, and MMA. The same judges, by the way. They You can get certified. These people they've never put on a pair of gloves. They've never wrapped a pair of hands. They've never been on a mat. They've never done anything. They never wrestled, punched. They've never done anything. These are the people who, me personally in school, they were the people that they got pushed in the lockers, picked on, and now they become fight judges and they judge fights. And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've watched probably over 1,000 fights in my lifetime. I almost think Angela, that's probably one of the top three to me worst robberies that I've ever seen in a combat sport. I'm talking about it's one of the worst. I've seen some bad ones, but I think this one, and it's weird because I thought Jarena, one of her former opponents, I thought she got robbed in a fight where she got her first loss. I actually thought she got robbed in that fight, but I thought this
Yeah.
one was so bad because
Was it the one? Was
not
it the
only
one?
that straight right hand, she
One.
kept connecting. And coach, I can see that's a tool you put in there. That straight right hand was right there. It was all night long, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, if Angela hit this girl any more with that right hand, this girl gonna, she's gonna fold over. But it was connecting at such a high percentage. I'm like, okay, what fight are they looking at? I've seen judges, coach. I've seen judges literally having conversations with the crowd. I've seen judges, eating. Like I'm talking about, one judge had like a Subway sandwich, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, he had a sub sandwich, coach, a drink, and he was sitting there like, you can't pay attention to the fight with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I've seen judges and refs. I've seen them literally like on their phone watching the other things while the fight's going on. It's like they might give a little attention like the beginning of the fight. It's like, okay. Then as the fight goes on, it's kind of like their eyes are wandering, whatever. They're doing whatever. Like I've seen some get up and go get something, like get food and drinks and come back. Like they're in the middle. Yeah. And it's like they come back just enough time to see the end of the fight. And then they're the ones that are scoring these fights. And it's like, I don't get it. I mean, the thing is just there's not a but I mean the thing is, luckily, like with the United States Muay Thai Federation, they offer courses for judges and refs. All right. But the thing is, that's still in the early stages, and that's only to be able to be certified to officiate and judge Class C Muay Thai fights, which is basically your lower end Muay Thai amateur fights. And you have some that are highly qualified with USMF. Like we have like our favorite ref out there. We call him Drake. JJ Farrar. He's from Texas. He's from Houston, and like he's one of the best like
Should have asked Angela that
officials.
question. I should have asked her that question. You probably got that right. You know, I should have
But
asked.
and he's leading the way with that. And like even when there's Muay Thai fights going on, like when I'm browsing social media, I'm looking for his comments. Like I know he's gonna see it. It's like, okay, oh, there's a Muay Thai fight. Okay, but who's the judge? Who's gonna judge these fights? Who's gonna be the ref? You know, because there were some things like in Angela's fight as far as and I, because the thing is, like, I feel like every little thing is a factor into the outcome of a fight. It's like, yeah, ideally, we don't want a fight to go to the decision. It's like everybody wants a finish.
Mm.
But the thing is, we don't fight with that expectation. But it's like, okay, yeah, we didn't get the knockout, we didn't get the finish, but we fought as hard as we could. So now we put that responsibility, we put in the outcome in the hands of the refs and the judges. So I feel like if you don't finish a fight, which everybody's intention is to, it's like, okay, they want to finish, they want a knockout. Mission Muay Thai, somebody wants to finish somebody with a head kick, elbow, a big knee, or body kick, But the thing is, like, okay, I did my best, so I should at least have officials to respect and understand what my intentions were, you know. Because the thing is, like, okay, I'm not able to land outside the way I want to. I'm not able to get my low kicks, my body kicks, my teeps. Okay, we're in the clinch. I'm landing the big knees. I'm landing the strikes that's moving my opponent. Like, okay, in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm landing the big strikes that's moving my opponent. This should be in my favor, you know. But everybody has to understand that, though. And the thing is, a lot of the officials and judges out there, refs, they don't understand those things as far as Muay Thai. I mean, at the end of the day, a strike is a strike. Like, if I punch you in the face and your legs get stiff, like, okay. But the thing is, if we're in exchange and the things that you're throwing at me are not moving me or they're not disrupting my momentum, but then I turn around and I land something that does exactly that it makes you stumble, it stops your forward pressure, or it visibly makes you respected. Like, if I punch you in the face and your head rocks back, it's like, okay,
That should
that's
score a bit heavier.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
okay, real quick, Angela. Sorry, you have another fan. His name is George Page. He gave you $3. Now you up to five. Hey, Angela, maybe you can go to the dollar menu at McDonald's. Maybe go order you something off that dollar menu. Get you a drink. Maybe you have enough left over to get, I don't know, Frosty. I mean, who knows, Angela? But you have $5. If the stream kind of interrupts in and out, guys, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It just picks times when I want to interview the best people to just go in and out, but that's okay. We still gonna get this done. We're gonna get it done. We always get it done. Okay. So thank you, George Page, for that. Angela probably appreciates that, and
Yeah,
hey,
thank you.
yeah, God bless him. God bless him. So okay. So
They might not realize it, but she's not here a whole lot. She pretty much just said it's like, when we have something lined out, it's like, okay, we have this much time to get ready for it. Let's do it. And it's like, and as a coach, from that fight, I kind of analyze the areas. It's like, okay, what can we do to change? What changes can we make? Because from the standpoint of what we did to get ready for this fight, those things were on point. It's not one of those deals like, okay, the fight ended up this way. We didn't get to execute the things we trained, not everything. But that's fine. It's like, we don't scrap those things. We go back to the outside factors that affect training. It's like, okay, I need you here more stateside. That you should have periods of time to where you're training without, I know it's cliche for people to say, it's like, you know, you got to stay ready. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it, for her situation, it's hard to do that. You know what I mean? It's like, she does enough. She does well on her own as far as her upkeep, as far as her basic fitness and her cardio when she's in Puerto Rico. But the thing is, it's different when you have training partners that are just as dedicated as you, that are going to push you every day, and coaches, of course. It's like the level of training is just different. Like, you can only do so many things on your own. And it's like, you're in the situation where it's like, okay, I can do all this basic cardio, but it's like, who do I have to work with on a daily basis that's going to help me keep my skills sharp? You know, and so it's like, when she comes to Texas, a lot of times it's like a crash course. And it's like, okay, hey, she said it, like, literally hit the ground running. It's like, she in the gym. But this fight, but you say it was like 3 days before you got here. Excuse me. Said she was out surfing.
Yeah, I was surfing.
Yeah, she was out surfing. And then she got here. It was still pretty
you was out
pretty
surfing.
chill. Yeah.
Yeah, Puerto
Hmm.
Rico, I was surfing like a few days before I came here. I did that last beach session in.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
she come here to Texas, and it was like in the 30s.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like hitting the ground running, trying to breathe and train in this cold air too. It's like her body's just like, we ain't having this right now. So that's normally what it happens to, just adjustment from the environment from Puerto Rico. And then when she
Mhm.
gets here, it's like we hit the ground running. It's like her body's trying to play catch up. It's like,
Yeah.
like freezing.
I can't handle the
Yeah.
cold.
Uh,
I'm cold right now.
well, you have to
What?
ask her.
Well, come on
Ask her
now,
what you have to ask her what is cold
Angela.
there. You got to ask her what's cold.
I
Oh,
keep
look.
my so okay. I keep my thermostat or whatever. The room has to be at least 80 degrees for me. Like anything below 80, and I get a little chill.
Yeah.
What are you like? One of Satan's spawn minions? I mean, what the hell? Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, Coach. Well, okay, Angela. Okay, I'm gonna throw this. I'm gonna throw this over to you. Okay. Um, what differences? Okay, let's look at it like this. What differences have you seen in your progress? Because we I know the story behind your past team. And I ain't throwing too much shade at that, but I know the differences. I know what your past team was, and then I know that you are in a much better, even mental space right now. Like seriously, because then it was everything was like hectic. What are the differences now? Like, what is Coach Turner injecting into you that you felt like, hey, I wasn't getting this previously?
Oh man, so much. For one, I feel comfortable with with my coach now. I feel comfortable with Chad. I didn't feel comfortable with the last one. Like and it's not like he did anything to me specifically, but just somebody's aura. Like Coach Chad, he's really chill. He doesn't start fights with anyone. He's easy to talk to.
Wow.
He's just a good all around person. Um, I just feel comfortable. But Chad will actually like when I came to him, he sat with me and he spent so much time with me just breaking certain things down in my technique, cleaning it up. And he just explains things very well. And he's just spends a lot of time with me. I just can't express how much time he's put into just like the coach can't put in more than the fighter does, and the fighter can't put in more than the coach does. It won't work.
Mhm.
And I think we meet eye to eye on that, because like when I come here, I give him my all, and he takes the time. He's got a family too, and he takes the time to give me his all for the time that I'm here to try to make sure that we are successful. And that's just the difference. And not once has he tried to throw me out there for his benefit. And I don't get here and support, which I didn't really feel like before. And I feel like it's really shown in how much I progressed, because, you know,
Mhm.
I, I came to Chad when I really, yes, I haven't trained since like, I don't know when. Can you help me? And he said, yeah. And from then on, we've been in touch every single day. There's not a day that goes by that we don't talk.
Mhm.
And he always sends.
Hands down. I mean, it's several people that you were trained under you. They all say the same thing. So I was like, man, this guy must really be, he must be the guy. Now, if you see parts of the interview, it's just kind of bouncing. It's just I don't know, something going on today and there's something going on outside. I don't know. It's like they always pick today to when I'm really enjoying the conversation to want to kind of butt. Okay, so coach, let me ask you first. Let me go to you. Uh oh, I think we're losing it. Hold on, guys. We have lost. Oh man, hold on. My internet fell out. Let's see. Give me a minute, guys. Yeah, I think they're coming back. They're coming back. It's me who got kicked out, not them. Okay, it's me. Oh my goodness. This interview was good, and now I tell y'all, boy, Zoom and internet stuff get on your nerves, y'all. This stuff really truly gets on your last nerve. I tell you.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
oh,
go.
oh, here we go.
Okay,
There we go.
Hey.
boy, I can't stand technology. I hate technology. So yeah, if y'all see me Yeah, it's bouncing in and out on us, so we kind of, we're trying to make it do what it do, but boy, it ain't doing what we wanted to. He actually did commentary, and you had to train him, right?
So he's actually he's coming to do a seminar in Central Texas. May 2nd, right? 2nd. Yeah, because he'll be in San Antonio May 1st, but he's going to Cooper MMA in Austin, which we cross train with Chris Trammell and Josh Fells. They're actually a big part of that team down there, and they're line fight vets too. And so I got a chance to talk to Nathan a lot, at the fights, like the days leading up to Angela's fight. And like I told him, and like, it's like, I just like, hey, you're like a great ambassador for Muay Thai right now. He really is. Like, I feel like he's kind of, the seminar in Austin, and then maybe talk to him about eventually, getting something up with Strike Kings, especially here in this area, because Strike Kings is actually the I love using this word. I always sound into the brainchild of my partner, my soul brother, Kasib Taylor, and his wife. Kasib is actually those he had bad back and everything. He's like, hey, it's like you need some. It's like I hold pass for you, and we just clicked from day one. And he started his MMA program from ground zero, and so he's not here, but I'm gonna promote him a little bit. So he actually took Jeff Neal, that's in the UFC.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, Hands of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
He built Jeff. He built Jeff from the ground up. He was Jeff's first coach. He's the one that built Jeff as a fighter. He still corners. He still goes with Jeff for his UFC. The thing with coaching is, everybody, for the most part, it's like sometimes with coaches, they got to feel like they're the man. It's like it's hard for
Oh man.
coaches sometimes to kind of stay in their lane as far as their expertise. And, it's where they just work well together. And I experienced that during playing football, but
Yeah.
but like with me and him, I've never had that perspective of where it was an issue until people started speaking. It slowly started growing to where people's like, man, it's like you and Kasib, y'all work really well together. It's like I go to other places, big gyms, and coaches, they don't work well together at all. It's like little cliques in the gym and everything like that. And like we don't have that here. Like we are a true team. And, like with all the little cliques and things that come in between a team being a team, like we nip those things in the bud really quick. You know.
Yeah, man. When y'all trying to get greatness, can't have no egos. Can't have no egos,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah. And
just.
we balance each other out, and it's like even people I help the MMA guys, I help coach MMA, but I tell people it's like you're saying that you want to fight MMA, you want to focus this conversation on MMA, you need to be talking to Kasib. There's aspects I can help you with, especially if you're a green student. It's like, okay, you need a base. It's like you come to me, it's like you want Muay Thai to be your base. Okay, we're gonna do Muay Thai. We're gonna build you up. You're gonna compete in Muay Thai. You're gonna train Muay Thai. It's like there's no hybrid to try to please too many people. Like, okay, I got all these MMA fighters. Well, I kind of got away from focusing on Muay Thai. It's like, okay, this is MMA. It's like, okay, this is things from Muay Thai that we apply to MMA, but it's not Muay Thai. It's like, okay. And then there's so many other areas you have to focus in with MMA. It's like, okay, even me as a Muay Thai coach, people come to me, it's like, oh, what do you think I should focus on if I want to fight MMA? It's like, you need a wrestler. I tell them straight up. It's like, you need a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I mean, it's good to have a base in anything. I'm not saying you can't be successful in MMA with the base of a boxer, but at least you have a base. But if I had somebody, if I was to do a build a fighter, I would tell people, it's like I would take a wrestler first. And the thing is, not only does that wrestling ability translate to MMA, but even if I take a wrestler for Muay Thai, there's one right here actually. She don't
Yeah.
talk about a lot, but
Oh yeah.
a lot of her work ethic and stuff comes from wrestling because
She,
she was a wrestler.
she's a very
You
good
know,
wrestler.
yeah,
Undefeated in MMA
yeah,
too.
yeah. So I kind of got to a point where I had to get back into my own lane a little bit. It's like, and I have no issue staying in my lane. You know, I promote the MMA guys. People see what I do. You said you did the research, so
Yes,
I'm sure
sir.
you see my video and stuff. So
Oh
promote
yeah, I
everybody
read
that's
through your
on the team.
profile. Oh yeah.
So it's been a blessing. But the gym has been open since 2017. So we're still a young gym. But as far as the people that make up the team, we've been around the area for a little bit. You know, we've built up a good reputation in Texas, and it's starting to become a little more regional and even nationwide now. Like we have some guys that are coming up the ranks. Like we have, I mean, clearly we have Miss Riptide right here. You know,
Yeah,
I call her the world's most interesting woman. You know how they have the world's most interesting man? She's the world's most interesting woman. You know,
extremely
uh,
interesting. Extremely interesting person. That probably
yeah,
one of the
but we
most
have
I've met on earth.
yeah, so we have guys. Actually, our her Dominican brother Jose. Yeah, he
Yeah.
fought was it a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, the
Yeah, and
Friday
right
before.
now he's ranked number 5 in the entire country at 135.
Mm,
And even for him, so here's the thing with him too. It kind of goes what I was talking about staying in my lane.
hmm
So yeah, we have Kasib. Kasib is he's the head MMA coach. Like he is like, okay, this is what I help these guys with, but he is the boss man when it comes to MMA. But the thing about Jose, the things that I work with him on, as far as his finishes,
hmm
is pretty much is from Muay Thai and his knees and elbows. Like he's one of the few in this. I don't know if you remember back in the day, GSP's teammate,
Mm.
David Luasa, the Crow.
Oh,
You know,
okay. Yeah.
he had an insane amount of finishes for MMA with elbows.
Wow.
You know, and so Jose is becoming one of those types where he has a lot of finishes with elbows, and it's very rare in MMA to have finishes with elbows from a striking position, not just like ground and pound.
Yeah.
You know, he has the one that went viral with the LFA where the guy was going for a single leg and he literally I don't even know how to describe that. It's
Yeah,
like
came on the outside of the head.
yeah, a lot of people saying it was illegal because it looked like it was coming straight down, but it was actually coming back. Because the guy was going for a single leg and he had his head low and he had a hold of that leg. And Jose just looked at him. It's like, oh, one shot, one kill.
One shot, one kill, man. Sound like the military, man. Sniper. That's what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
So, but that's the
So,
benefit of me staying in my lane. As far as my perspective, it's like, okay, this is my expertise. It's like
mm,
I'm not going to give my 5 cents. I joke about it a lot of times with our grappling coach when he's doing certain things. People, it's like, hey, go for the wizard. It's like that's my grappling knowledge right there.
go for the wizard.
Go, yeah, go and handle it.
Oh
Cross
man.
face and wizard.
So Angela, the brother, melanated brother, George Page. He gave you another $2, girl. We up to 7. Guess what? Hey, I
Hey.
think maybe now we can graduate from the $1 menu. I think we can get a combo. I think we can go to Popeyes and get a combo. I don't
You
know.
almost,
I
you
think we're
almost,
almost there.
yeah,
Yeah, and
you,
thank you. And
you
sometimes,
almost Chick-fil-A.
yeah, golly, I'm sitting here laughing. I don't even eat in them places anymore. But I was just like, man, and I know Angela don't eat a lot of them places either. So it's kind of like she's clean. So okay, so Angela, I want to ask you this. I want to ask you, going next, okay? What do you want to do? Okay, well, okay, I got two questions. Number one, what do you want to do next in lion fight and potential opponent? And then two, since you fought at 132 pounds, does that count for one of the fights on your your deal? Since it wasn't at
I'm
135.
I didn't. I'm sorry. Both of those questions were so choppy. I didn't understand. Did you get any? Do you understand any of
I,
it?
Okay,
I heard
man, guys, ooh, man, I'm telling you, this has been. It's like I've been doing all kind of live stream work, and today when I get two of the best people, you know what? I'm gonna interview y'all again. I'm gonna interview y'all for a whole day. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm
hey,
serious.
I'm with it.
I'm
I hear you
serious.
perfectly fine now. It's it's
Yeah.
it's it's great.
It was going in and out. I said, okay. So the first question was,
Okay.
number one, potential opponents. Who do you want to fight next? And because you fought at 132 pounds, does that count for one of your fights on your contract deal?
I think it does count as one
Yeah,
of
I
my
believe
fights.
so.
I mean, I signed the contract. I signed the new one for that specific fight. I think it does count. Um, as far as who I want to fight next, I don't really have anyone on my radar. I just want to fight. If that, it's because I just feel like I don't get that many opportunities to fight, and so it's like I'm not going to be picky or be like, oh yeah, give me this person. And I'll be honest, I spend my time researching other things other than other out there that are within my division
Hmm.
part. Because I'm a student, so um, I don't really know who all is out there at 135 who you know is can can be signed to Lion Fight or whatever. I just want to fight. I'll just say that I just want to fight.
Yeah, gosh, like, yeah, and I enjoy. I like watching you fight because you fight with a lot of passion. And then in this previous fight, I just saw how Coach kept you. He was pretty much he was he's more so inspiring you. He was giving you good instruction, but I almost felt like he was inspiring you. Like, man, I wish I can fight for that guy. Like I'm sitting here thinking the whole time, I wish I can fight for this guy because he was really inspiring. He was telling you, what to correct, but he was actually giving you that, because your body was hurting. You didn't feel right at this weight, but it's like Coach Turner was there. He was. It's gonna be okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. And and it just, and I know because the way he was talking, I almost read him because it's like he felt like you was ahead in the fight. I said, man, and then I got upset, man. I got angry. I'm talking about overly, violently angry. I messed up a pair of headphones. I messed up a pair of whole headphones. I took them off and I slammed them against the wall. I said, man, I want to find these judges. I want to see where these guys are at. But then I said, man, okay, okay, that's okay. It's gonna be, it's gonna turn out good for Riptide. So you don't care who you fight. Come on, there's not some dream match right now in Muay Thai. A drink, Coach. I know you got somebody, Coach. Come on,
Who
Coach.
you got, coach?
Coach Turner has a plan.
All right, so I look at it this way. I I treat like having the little magic 8 ball, like kind of foreseeing the future. Like I
Okay.
see potential because I research, I look at stuff all day long, and like she'll like if it's something that she comes across, like she'll ask us like, Coach, blah blah blah. It's like, oh yeah, boom 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 boom. It's like, yeah, I know exactly who that is. They had this title back then. This is where they train, such on, so on, so on. Because I'm always watching fights. I'm studying. I try to stay in the know. It's like I try to stay ahead of the curve as far as potential opponents for her. You
Hmm.
know, there's a couple. Well, one I feel like it's a little more solid possibility depending on how things are structured as far as her fighting at 135 and not 132. Like there's a couple. There's one European chick that I foresee possibly matching up with Angela, and honestly, and so here's the thing. Like I said, I'm not saying this is what we're chasing, but I kind of foresee people presenting it or it becoming a possibility as far as a rematch with Jorina, but not at
Oh, wait,
145.
whoa, win, whoa, coach, come on now, hold on.
You gonna
Now
woke him up?
you can't come in here, you can't drop this kind of news and tell me, well, coach, no, we can't tiptoe around this. Come on, man, a rematch with
Well,
Jarena JoJo Bars, that's huge.
so I look at it twofold. All right, so and of course, it always goes into what her plans are too. But she is currently signed to Line Fight again,
Mm.
and so her last fight, she did fight. Was it at one? Was it 135 or was it another? Was it?
Oh, Jeremy.
Yeah, was it?
She never fought 135. It's like
Who did she
Nah,
150,
fight?
nah,
150 something.
yeah, she can't make 135. That's
Yeah,
just not
it's
gonna happen.
on one FC. She fought like 150 or
Was it
155.
155?
I
I
think
thought it was a
so.
lower weight for some reason.
No,
Yeah,
she's
but
never broken below 145. I don't
but
think.
Nah,
even
she
then,
can't make that. Yeah.
so even with that issue, I still, it's just in the back of my mind a little bit,
Hmm.
And the thing is, I look at it from the standpoint of two things. Her fighting at a weight she's comfortable at. It's like, yeah, back not too long ago, it's like, hey, we need to stop fighting these big chicks. Let's see how things go at a lower weight. Okay. But the thing is, even if you look at her fight with Jarena and the things she's done between now and then, like from my perspective, things I've seen her do and others have seen her done, like she's not the same fighter that she fought Jarena with. Like even physically,
Yeah.
she's not the outside factors in that first fight that she had with Jarena. Those issues are not an issue now.
Mhm.
So in the back of my mind, I feel like that's something that might be presented. We shall see. But like I said, it's not something we're chasing. It's just I feel like it'd be something that might come up in discussion, but clearly it will because I just put it out there anyway myself. But
Okay.
that's how I look at things. Like I look at the things that are in the foreseeable future. Even if the chick that she was supposed to fight for the world title at 140,
Mm.
if something happens and she gets her stuff straightened out, and to be honest, I've actually had like a short conversation with that with her coach. Even if things get lined out with her to where she can get her stuff taken care of and get to the states, we'd be open for that too. Because that was a fight that was supposed to happen that never did.
Now,
Roll. Mm-hmm.
now, coach got big plans. I told you, Coach Turner has a plan. I see. I can say that all day. I say that about Pavel Fedotov, but Coach Turner seems to have a plan. But Angela, whenever I seen her do an interview with you, I always want to do one thing that kind of take you out of your comfort zone, just one. And guess what I'm gonna ask you to do?
What?
Oh my goodness gracious, Angela, my goodness. Okay, so I figured we were gonna get to this point. You gotta actually pretend like you talking to the 140-pound champion that you want to fight. But Angela, guess what you gotta do?
What?
You gotta give me an authentic call out. Like you gotta pretend like it's me right here, and you gotta pretend and you gotta call her out. Like I want to hear how you would sound calling somebody out.
You
The
got to embarrass me because I'm so not a caller outer.
See, okay. Let's call it person X. Okay,
Okay.
let's say X. Okay, person X. How about that? Okay, come on. Hey,
He's so about to clown me after
I
this.
got to hear this call out. I think this is gonna be the best call out under God's hot sun.
All
Oh,
right.
this is gonna be great.
Oh, this is gonna be horrible. I
Listen. You
can't do
gotta think.
anything without smiling.
You gotta
Okay.
think positive. You gotta be positive
Okay.
right now. Okay. All right.
All right. Person X. I'm about to do this. Call him
Oh,
out. Call him out.
If you look at Coach, you're gonna laugh. I wouldn't look at him if I was you.
I'm not here right now.
All right. Person X. Person X. All right. For me, I guess to call somebody out, honestly, I'm not really a trash talker. I'll probably be like, oh, hey, person X, you got a good record. You got a lot of accomplishments. I've done a lot of good things. How about we make it happen in the ring and see who's a better fighter?
What was wrong with that? That was perfect.
That's me. I thought you wanted me to do like some WWF
Oh,
style, like if you smell.
That was perfect. Hey, but what a person that said, Angela, I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna thrash you. Okay, I'm just gonna get in there and thrash you. Oh, we're gonna bring that. We're gonna bring it out of you because it's in there. I've seen that mean streak that you got. I've seen it. I've seen it, and I know
seen it too.
when you
Well,
get
that will
hit.
come on and get the smoke then.
There it is. That's what I'm talking about. I told you had it in you. Yes, come get this smoke. Person X, y'all heard her live on the Coach Show live, of course. Come get this smoke. That was beautiful. Hey, Angela, I enjoyed every second of that. Every
But
second.
you're always pulling something up.
Yeah, it
Like,
was genuine. That
you
was
know,
genuine though.
yeah, hey, it's oh God, it's okay. Hey, listen, I'm glad you did. It
it's
felt good.
fun. It's fun.
Yeah, you got the crowd back in, but I tell you what though, I thoroughly enjoyed the fight, Angela. I don't want to keep you all night. I know y'all busy, Coach. I can't believe I even got to spend an hour with you, man. An hour,
Yeah,
because
it's been fun, man. It's been fun.
people
It's
got to
like,
pay this man for an hour worth of time.
yeah,
Okay, people got to pay this man. Look, Okay, but coach, I always try to part people with some kind of knowledge of the sport. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a specific question. We had
Okay.
this come up in a live stream one night, and I was arguing with a boxing fan. Now, coach, we already know boxing fans. They got this warped sense of reality that they think a boxer can come into Muay Thai or MMA and just beat up everybody. So we okay. A boxer told me if you're in a tie clinch, now, coach, and you got to lay some fact to this. They said if you're in a tie clinch, you block knees with your hands in a tie clinch to avoid getting hit. Coach, your professional view, how do you stop? How you block knees in a tie clinch?
I before I get technical, I'll paint a picture. Okay,
Let's go.
you're walking across the street in the middle of traffic, in oncoming traffic. You put your hand out and ask that car to stop. Is your hand is your hand going to stop that knee from running getting you ran over? The thing is, like, think about it from an anatomy perspective. All right, so the bones in your hand are small in relation to the bones in your legs, your hips. Okay. Those things are not going to stop that force. It's like if somebody's just throwing like pitter patter knees, they might be the situation that gave that person confidence to feel like they can stop knees. Like, okay, maybe somebody just wasn't throwing knees the way knees are supposed to be thrown. Knees are supposed to cause damage. And the thing is, like, we get people in here all the time, and that's like one of my biggest pet peeves is people blocking knees, the hands down. But the thing is, we talking about the art of 8 limbs, all right? So while you down there with your hands down low, trying to block those knees you're so worried about, what's protecting your face from getting elbowed?
Boy,
Like you worry about this car that's coming into this lane here, but you didn't see the semi that's right behind you about to run you over.
coach, I tried to tell him. I didn't say it exactly as eloquently as you did, but coach, I tried to tell him. Coach, they didn't listen to me. They didn't listen. I said I've watched enough Muay Thai fights to know you can't block those knees with your hands. Not coming like that, coach. I'm
They will
glad.
get through eventually. They'll get through eventually. And the thing about it is and not just the knees themselves, but the true Muay Thai clinch, there's things that can be much worse than the knees that you're able to block with your hands. It's like, okay, you have your hands down low, you can get manipulated to where you get some kind of collar tie that you can't get out of to
Okay.
where, okay, you don't know where's what, what's coming. And it's like that's one of the worst feelings in the world is to be in a position where you don't know what is coming next. You
Wow.
know,
Okay.
but
Ooh.
hands do not block knees. I haven't seen it work efficiently. Not with knees that with intentions to cause damage. I've never seen it happen yet.
I don't understand. It's like people, if you can type a comment, that means you know everything. That means you know everything. You know about life. You know about fish. Y'all probably tell Angela, how to go search for coral reefs. I know y'all will try to. Y'all will tell her
Yeah.
she wrong. She can educate y'all. But see, this is what I'm saying. Okay, I used to have guys, and I boxed. I boxed and I wrestled, and I have people try to tell me, about different types of takedowns, and I'm like, nah, that's not a type of takedown. Wait a minute, you talking about you throwing a jab where? And then one guy was trying to show me how to throw a jab. I said, what the hell is this? A jab? Man, you're going to get pieced up before you even get the jab off. We sitting here having a
Yeah.
conversation. But, okay, Angela, one technical question for you, and then we're gonna cut you off because I don't want to keep you too long. I keep saying that, and then y'all keep going. Um,
Okay. So we having fun. Huh?
Yeah.
yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to feel like you're talking just to, approach somebody you know. All right, Angela. Okay, so here's another question, and this is called debunking fanboys or people that know. Okay, how do you when you are when you're throwing an elbow, okay? What's the proper way to throw an elbow in order to throw an elbow at range? Say if you're standing in front of somebody and you really want to deliver this elbow, how do you throw that elbow and make contact with it without the person seeing that that's what you're about to do?
Mm.
Oh, you can disguise it in different ways. You can throw it off of your jab, like right behind your jab, throw an up elbow. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Where you come in with the jab and then you just kind of fold, you bring your body in with you behind that jab, throw the elbow up. Um, when people are coming in trying to grab you, up elbows right there too. Those are both very efficient in getting from A to B with the elbow kind of at range, but you close the distance fairly quickly. If that answers the question.
Yeah, yeah. I trust me. Not going. Not gonna. Give you an MMA question. None of those. Okay. Well, listen, guys. I really, really had fun. Had a lot of fun. Uh, can I ask y'all for one more thing? Gosh, one more last
Too
thing.
easy. Too
Okay.
easy.
Okay. It's too